Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV. There is so much. I got tongue twisted during the crypto minute this morning. Onyx, it's by JPMorgan, is in a collaboration with Apollo Global and WisdonTree. More importantly, that collaboration is seeing Avalanche, a subnet of Avalanche, to actually handle, let me get this straight, to actually handle tokenized assets by WisdonTree. Now, this is all a part of Project Guardian. I started telling you about Project Guardian over a year ago. I think it was November 2nd of last year is when I started talking about Project Guardian. It's huge. If you look at each piece that seems to be coming out every so often about what's going on with Project Guardian, you sit back and you just go, wow. Other crypto players involved in Project Guardian, Polygon, and Uniswap. Okay? So you've seen, the first thing that we heard of was a DeFi transaction, Singapore, United States, and I think there was another country involved, that involved almost all the players, including Avalanche, Polygon, and Uniswap. I think this is going to be bigger than you think. I'm also starting to think that if I see a player and they say that they're a big player in the crypto space and they're not in Singapore, yeesh, I'm going to question their judgment. I'm not even playing. I'm going to question their judgment because Singapore is establishing itself as a major crypto hub. It's already a big financial hub, one of the biggest in the world. And now they want to be number one for crypto. That's big. Something else that's big. The chairman of the CFTC says regulators are no better off now than they were a year ago in thwarting another FTX level event. Let that wash over you for a minute. The head of the CFTC is basically saying, I don't know what the heck Gensler is saying that, the rules apply. But right now, we're no better off than we were a year ago. And that was not a good place, obviously. Woo-hoo. Sorry, that's my puppy. I think that says a lot. A lot. Yeah, he wants to get pet sometimes. There's my big boy. So when I think about it, I sit there and I just say to myself, every time I hear about Gensler saying, the rules are there, the only thing I can think of is he's got political ambitions and he's using his powers to enhance those ambitions or move them forward. I don't trust the guy. But when I have a regulator come out the door and say, hey, we're no better off now, that's pretty honest. That's as honest as he can be in that position. So I don't agree with him with everything that he says. I don't agree with everything that the CFTC does. But I do think they are better than this SEC in managing the crypto space. If you have that level of transparency and honesty, I think they are better. I'm just going to put that out there. Something that I saw that I was not expecting when I was doing research this morning, was not at all expecting this. OKX has introduced their own layer 2 called X1. They're leveraging zero knowledge technology for this scaling solution. Whose technology, you might ask? Polygon. I'm just saying, Polygon. So I have been talking about Kraken looking to do their own layer 2, and here's OKX with their own layer 2, X1. You'll pay gas fees using OKB. That's fine. But I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, wow, so that means Polygon just racked up a big win because, OKX is, a big centralized exchange. Does that set them up for another win with Kraken? I don't know. That's okay. I am definitely interested in finding out, if that could be a thing. If that could be a thing, that could be a very big deal. A very, very big deal, because that would mean two huge wins back to back. Mind you, Polygon is connective tissue. They are all over the place. They seem to be all over the place. I talked to you about Singapore and how much of a big financial hub they are, and they are working directly with the monetary authority of Singapore because that's who's running Project Guardian. That's all I'm saying. It's, as much as we've seen, the price of Polygon go up, I think it's going to go way further than where it is right now. In other news, the SEC, shocker here, has kicked the can down the road on Hashdex's Bitcoin spot ETF. But they set the date to January 1st. That's pretty interesting. Not January something or other, not February, January 1st. Wow. So that's a date that we should be writing down. That's a date we should definitely be writing down. They also kicked the can down the road on Grayscale's spot ETF, Ethereum spot ETF. That's actually not a shocker. When I first saw the news, I read it too fast and I was like, oh no. And then I read it again. Ethereum spot ETF. And that should not be a shocker, right? They've currently got a lot on their plate and 12 applications deep, a lot. So we're still waiting. We're still playing the waiting game. I think the 7-day window that the judge gave them, the 5-day window, whatever it is, has passed. And they are in talks with Grayscale. Grayscale is the most unique. I think they might be the most unique application, right? Because they're trying to convert a trust into that space. I don't know if the other ones are in the same exact position or anything like that. But the CEO of Grayscale was on the record the other day saying, listen, it's been 10 years. We've been playing dress up for 10 years and now they're really ready for the ball. I almost died when I saw that. Cracked me up. But I am expecting some movement on that. Here's what's got me, interested. Circle. They're a big stable coin issuer. Has made an investment in SEI network, SEI network. It's a layer 1 blockchain, and it is said that they are the fastest blockchain on the planet. I don't know. I haven't run my own test. I don't know. But they're currently ranked at 139th on CoinMarketCap. Their current market cap is 297.5 million, thereabouts. With this kind of investment, Circle is looking to introduce USDC on that network for faster and more efficient cross-border transactions. That was said by an executive at Circle. That's why I believe this to be true. Now, looking at that, I'm just sitting there and I'm just going, Circle's making moves. They've been heavy on making moves. Mad heavy. I think Circle is going for the throne. They've got a long way to go, but they seem to be making all the right moves. So that's interesting to me. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed in the New York State Department of Financial Services. Actually, it's just New York Department of Financial Services. They've tightened the rules around listing and delisting coins in the state. Excuse me. I'm not saying that the rules don't need to be enhanced. I'm not saying that the rules should, just remain set or anything else like that. I think as time evolves, rules and regulations should evolve, right? But New York State is one of the hardest states in the union to do crypto business in. And I think it's unnecessarily so. So even if we needed this particular rule change, I'm even fine with that. But I'd like to hear how they're working with crypto firms to make the environment better, to invite that invitation to do business in New York. All I'm saying is, yeah, no, we're not going to be in New York. Nope. Eons ago, there was something called Silicon Alley, and that was supposed to be in response to Silicon Valley in California. I'm not seeing that same level of response when it comes to crypto, and now at this point, I don't think we will. And that to me is a severe disappointment. Something else that's going on with the Monetary Authority of Singapore. They've just approved Paxos's new plan to issue a new stablecoin in Singapore that's US dollar backed. Look up to see who Paxos is, who they're doing deals with. That's a major event. Not just for them, but if you look at Singapore itself, this is major for Singapore. Singapore is not just allowing and inviting crypto companies to come do business. They are actively engaging crypto companies and bringing them into Project Guardian and pairing them with traditional finance. That is why I think if you're not doing business in Singapore, are you really doing business? Right? There are certain financial hubs around the world that all the big players know that you have to be in these financial hubs. If you're not in there now, then it better be on your roadmap. Singapore is one of those stops, and it looks like they're trying to be the first stop. So that's big. That's bigger than big, right? Some big news for one of my favorite coins, Shibarium. Shibarium, I told you, what is it, yesterday or the day before, that they were in talks with a few friends to integrate Shibarium, right? So the Shiba Inu team just announced, I believe it was late yesterday at some point, that they are being integrated or have been integrated into Atomic Wallet, a non-custodial crypto wallet. That's big. Something else that I just thought was cool is the fact that Manny Pacquiao, world famous boxer. If you don't know who he is, look him the heck up. But anybody into boxing knows who the heck this guy is. His foundation, by his word, has entered into a partnership to integrate Shibarium into his foundation, into his foundation's operations. He coined it. He actually dropped a tweet using that term, partnership. That's it. That's all the news I have on that one. I think that's awesome. I really do think that's awesome. I keep saying that, I think Shibarium, I think the Shib Army is going to see some really good things going on. High Stitch. Some really good things going on. They're not, the coin isn't moving now, but I am expecting the coin to move in the future. And when I say move, I mean move big. I mean shave a 0 or 2 big. So pay attention to that. Right? You okay? So pay attention to that. Do some research. But you know what we should do now? We should get into the numbers. Yeah, and I normally cap, I normally start my numbers review before the 10-minute mark, so it could go up on a certain platform because they have a 10-minute cap on that. It happens. Sometimes you go over. I don't care. Looking at the coins that are up, I told you before, SEI is up 11% off of that deal. SEI is up 11%. Doge is up 8%. Where are they? Right here. I clicked the wrong one. Doge is up 8%. Ordi is up 9%. Ranked number 96, so I do have to pay attention to that. Anything within the top 100, I do kind of pay attention to. I might not like it. I might not get involved with it, but I do pay attention. Thorchain is up 11%. Phantom is up 11%. Who else am I paying attention to? Avalanche, ridiculous number, 18%. I mean, I'm just saying, Render is up 28% as they're staging a huge comeback. Caspa, I don't know Caspa. I don't follow Caspa. I should now. That ranked at number 30. They're up 29%. Who's on the downside? Right there. You just get these two guys. Bam. Meme coin. You know I'm not going to pay attention to that. Game AI, not going to pay attention to that. Just you put that in your name just because you want to hop on the bandwagon. That's fine. Whatever. That's on you. Let's see. Yeah, everybody else is moving is down within that 5% range. So I'm not going to pay attention to it. Polygon's down a little bit, but I think that's going to pick up. I mean, there are a lot of Chainlink is down a little bit. I mean, this when you're within that 5% price range on the downside, to me that is profit taking. That's generally how I look at it. We got the PPI numbers back yesterday, which is why the market was moving so boldly. Let's see. What greed index is at 70%. Fear and greed index is at 70%. And look at this. Total value locked, staking, $61 billion. $61 billion. We were back down at basically $59 billion yesterday when I made my report. That's huge. And when you're looking at, everything that's going on right now, we touched 38,000 again. We were right there again. Currently at 37,191, but we were right there, touching it again. So at about that 37,971 number is probably where I should put another line, because that's it. You've now established it. Do it a third time, and there you go. But you can see how, there were opportunities to buy, right? And then it shot up again. And they're saying that a lot of the volume, there was a 12% volume increase because of everything that's going on in Singapore. I mean, everything that's going on in Asia. Do you understand now? So I do pay attention to Asian markets and US markets. I try to pay attention to all markets, but Asia opens first. I'm paying attention to these things, and I think you need to do your own research and pay attention too. All right, let's take a look at the numbers on the big board. There you go. You can see Doge making big moves. Avalanche just making crazy moves. Cardano, don't sleep on that. I didn't mention them today, but don't sleep on Cardano. They've been making moves, and they're at 39 cents. Like a sneeze away from 40 cents. Caspa's up big. I mean, you can see who's up big. That's Render. That's Phantom. Rune is up. So you can pay attention and you can see what's going on in this space. We're ripe for a nice bull run to the end of the year, I think. Everybody talks about that Santa rally. I think he's starting to give out gifts already. And I want you to pay attention to ETH. Look at that. 2056. Not bad. Not bad at all. You can look at the numbers side by side. And still, do you see Solana? Up 544% on the year. Year to date, look at that number. Within 90 days, it's still doing better than Bitcoin did in year to date. Even at 30 days, at 90 days, better than Bitcoin at that point. Way better than Ethereum. You can't sleep on it. You just can't sleep on it. Nobody else is. I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not. I'm in it to win it. But, we'll see what happens. I want to see more adoption. I want to see more adoption. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV. I hope you have a good one. If you like what I'm doing, drop me a note. I love hearing from you guys. And if you don't like what I'm doing, I still would love to hear from you. I'd like to hear how I can do better. All right. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.